You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. Well, it looks like GWEN Berry has found a way to try to stay relevant, as she is going to try to interject herself, I guess, into every racial controversy that there possibly is and give her opinion. Well, she has interjected herself into this situation involving the England soccer players. That's right. I mean, as if we really needed to know her opinion, but she's given it anyway, and then I'm going to give my opinion on why I believe the situations could not be more different, okay? If you're listening to us on podcast, make sure you hit subscribe. If you are watching us for the first time on YouTube, also hit subscribe. And so let's touch on this. GWEN Berry, of course, repugnantly turned away from the American flag on the Olympic trial podium. She received a bronze. And while the national anthem was playing, she was outraged. And then she was outraged that there was backlash. And somehow she has decided that her controversy is the same as this controversy involving the England soccer players. And the fact is, they're not alike, okay? They're not alike. All the participants involved in said controversies happen to be black, but they're not one and the same by any stretch of the imagination, okay? You have one that is preaching and vocally giving her feelings on false narratives like racial oppression and racial injustice. And then you have actual soccer players that have been subjected to actual racial and racist behavior, okay? And the thing about, and look, her backlash is not the same as the backlash being put forth on these soccer players. It's not, okay? You've got a lady that disrespected America, the country she's supposed to be representing in the Olympics, and you have these guys that simply lost a soccer match, okay? And so the controversies are absolutely different. And but she's going to give her opinion, and I'm going to tell you what she had to say. This is from Fox News, too, by the way. U.S. Olympia GWEN Berry defends England soccer stars. They only love us when it benefits them. Who's us, exactly? They're soccer players. You're a U.S. Olympia, or you're supposed to be. Maybe you should represent China. U.S. Olympia GWEN Berry tweeted her support for a handful of England soccer stars after they were racially abused online following their loss to Italy at the European Championship. Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Bukayo Saka, if I butchered your name, I apologize, were on the receiving end of racist taunts on Facebook, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Berry, the star hammer thrower, who was recently in the national spotlight for turning her back to the flag during the Olympic trials, came to their defense on Twitter. Heartbreaking situation. Why am I not surprised? This hate is the reason why athletes cannot, quote, just be athletes. We must stand against these social issues until they no longer affect our lives. Sending my love to Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Bukayo Saka and their families. She added, they only love us when it benefits them. Berry was among those who came out with strong messages of support for the athletes. Prince William, Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson, also condemned racist attacks. I am sickened by the racist abuse at the England players after last night's match, the British royal said in a post on Twitter. It is totally unacceptable that these players have to endure this behavior. It must stop now, and all those involved should be held accountable. This England team deserves to be lauded as heroes, not racially abused on social media. Those responsible for this appalling abuse should be ashamed of themselves. That's Boris Johnson. Now, look, one thing I want to say right off the bat, look, you're athletes. You're not heroes, okay? Now, maybe if you go out there and do something for Make-A-Wish, or you contribute to the military somehow or something like that, but let's just get that out of the way. Look, this is a sports channel, but I'm sick and tired of us acting like these athletes are heroes, because you're not, okay? You're out there, you're playing a sport. Policemen are heroes. Firefighters are heroes. People involved with the military, risking their lives, they're heroes. No, you are athletes playing a game. Let's just get that shit out of the way, okay? So that kind of crap, that virtue signaling from Boris Johnson, and I know him and Trump are cool, but that kind of let's just put some separation there. Now, the other thing is, look, the behavior that these men are being subjected to, nobody is going to argue that kind of behavior should be acceptable, okay? It's not. It absolutely is not. We are never going to condone blatant acts of racism on this channel. However, you are athletes and you are in the public spotlight, okay? As are John Matrix and Rhodes Rants ourselves on this platform, okay? When you've got 3 to 8 million people a month watching you, the fact is you are putting yourself out there, all right? And look, we get hammered with repugnant shit all the time, okay? When I was still doing politics on my channel, my previous channel, I got death threats all the time. Specific death threats. It does happen. Okay? Nobody's going to condone the behavior of these people making. And I saw some of the tweets and some of the things that were being thrown at these players. It was repugnant. It was awful. They shouldn't have to be subjected to that. But at the end of the day, you are in the public spotlight. These players can get to you by social media. And the thing that does not need to be lost here is this is a very small percentage of soccer fans that are doing these players this way. No percentage of it is right, but GWEN Berry and maybe even these soccer players, Boris Johnson, Prince William, or whoever in the hell that was, this is not the norm, okay? And that's what people will want to lead you to believe. This is not normal behavior. This is not what these players are normally subjected to when they lose a match. If it was a racial issue, generally speaking, and if this kind of thing happened all the time, NBA players would be coming out daily during the NBA regular season. It does not happen, okay? It does not happen daily. It rarely happens, and that's the point, okay? It rarely happens. Again, no amount of it is acceptable, okay? But GWEN Berry, you took backlash because you turned your back on your nation, okay? And you're out there lying to people, all right? And the fact is, fan is short for fanatic. And there's a very small percentage of fans that are fucking out of their minds, okay? Plain and simple. They are out of their minds. And let us not forget, on social media, you get the worst out of people. Plain and simple. You will get the worst out of people. You will hear the most repugnant shit you've ever heard in your entire life. It does happen. It does happen. But is this normal? No, GWEN Berry, it's not normal. This kind of thing doesn't happen all the time involving sports like you are trying to lead people to believe. They only like us when it benefits them. There's nothing you do that benefits me, GWEN Berry, that I know of. Do you pay an electric bill? Are you paying my car note? Because I'm trying to figure out what it is you're supposed to be benefiting me or any other American by doing. You're acting like a communist. You can't even benefit us by showing pride in your country. Stop it. Stop it, Gwen Berry. This is my issue with her. Okay? She is going to start interjecting herself into everything. That's fine. Every time you do, I'm going to call you out. But you get the point. These acts are not similar. What she went through with her backlash is not similar to what these players are going through from, again, a very small percentage of lunatic fans. Let's not act like we need to start a big social crusade because you have a very small percentage of fans. In the corporate world, we call these kind of incidents outliers, okay? It's not normal. It's an outlier, all right? Tell me what you think. Black and white sports fans, once again, make sure you subscribe here. Make sure you subscribe and listen on podcast. If you can't catch us on video, or maybe you just like audio better. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.